Okay, so we're on the green at 16, and the green at 16, as you've not been up here, but I had a look earlier, this is not a friendly green.
It really is.
You've probably got best part of a 10-foot elevation across, across 3 different plateaus.
Yep.
But the thing I want to just focus on is, so I'm 5'11", to give you a guide of my stride length. So that is green, that is fringe, and then the depth of this rough, 2 paces off the green. So we will see people this week who are going to be in here, who are going to be along this, are going to be, look at this, what's that? That's 5 paces off the green. I wish I had a ball to drop in there, but you all know how long one of these is. But hopefully the cameraman can get you that angle of this. I think what we're going to see this week, Jay, is we won't see a front pin here.
No.
You just can't do that.
It's not pinnable.
But if you have something like having looked at the pins, if you're going to get something here, which is highly likely, and you're off the back of there, that ball, you are going to do so well to stop it. And if you just pan and show how much, I think we will see a good number of 6s on this hole, not just because of the tee shot, but also because of how this green works and how thick that rough is. Look at it.
Yeah. No,
you're chipping off a downhill lie. Now look, I consider myself a strong iron player. We discussed my drive is my weak point, but I don't want to play it this way.
Neither do I, and I consider myself a strong iron player, and it's a beast. I mean, it's 244 yards.
Effective 210.
Yeah, effective 210. If the wind is coming out of the direction now, it's probably playing closer to 200. So
it could even be 190.
Yeah.
Just because it's gusting.
It's probably going to be like a 6 iron for these guys. I think it's for most of them. Maybe a 5.
Yeah.
Some of the long hitters a 7.
Yeah, but getting the 7's going to be great. Getting it up because but the water short isn't going to be an issue.
No.
Unless you chunk it, and these players generally don't, right?
Right.
But the water, and having had a lot of friends who played here, the water left with that bunker on the left is where some people end up.
Yeah.
Because the wind gets it, it just pushes it right to left, and it just sails on the wind.
Especially if you have any sort of draw bias, like the wind is just going to take it left, and it's going to be major wind.
Can you see the lady in pink on the green? That lady for me is my line. That lady's my line. With this wind, and I know it sounds daft, with this wind, that is my line. Because I want to get that ball starting out over that bunker, way to the right of that sign, because the wind will be out of that direction. It's going to be coming out of here. If the wind blows, it's going to come this way.
Right.
So you just don't want to make a big number. Again, like on the last one, you aren't looking to get, if you get a birdie, oh my God, you've been so fortunate.
You're going to fall into a birdie. Like, no one's trying to make birdie here. You're trying to find dry land. You're trying to get it on the green, trying to get out of here with a par. Except there's just a lot of landmines around here. Like you mentioned, the water long left is trouble. Like even if you're like a little short of that chipping area, looking at the green from here, like it's going to be a little bit of a tricky up and down. So I mean, there's a lot of things that can happen for sure.
And I think the bunkers are pretty.
Yeah.
But they're also quite penal, in the sense if you're in that right-hand bunker with a flag on the left-hand side, you have got the real chance of going bunker to bunker, or even worse, if you catch it a tiny bit thin, you could go from bunker to water.
Yeah, especially with some of those pins.
We will see that this week. We will see it this week.
I think so. I think there's a couple pins where the water is going to be more in play than some of the others, and I just think I don't know how many huge numbers we're going to see, but I definitely think we're going to see a lot of bogeys.
A lot of 4s.
A lot of 4s.
I can't do an impression of David Attenborough, but I am going to go on a walk through wildlife here. So these are the 2 bunkers we said about. Now, again, shade under 6 foot tall. We've probably got 15, 20 foot of elevation up here. So they're going to play over these bunkers. They can play down to here if they go over the tree from the tee, but to be honest, if the wind is into face, I don't think anyone will be looking at that because it brings those trees into play. So We're in big, long grass. You do not want to be in this. And that's the first bunker we said about, but carrying this one, looking at about 280, 290, maybe 300 of the wind. But if you can play that shot and get up here, you're in the absolute money position. If you can clear that, you've got a fantastic approach shot into the 18th green. I can't emphasize enough how just not being in trouble off the tee is so important.